Hi, and welcome back to PySimpleGUI 2020, Lesson 2, we'll call this one. And it is on front ends. And let's start by looking at PyCharm here again, and the whole graying out of things. So notice that these imports, time and sys, are both grayed out. And that tells me that in this whole program here, neither of those are being used, and I could simply delete them. So PyCharm is good at helping you see information. You can also get add-ons. This is an add-on that I don't remember what the name, hang on, I'll look it up. It's Code Glance, and it is a duplication of another editor that I'm sure you Python people know what it is. So let's get on here with lesson 2. It deals with front ends and pop-ups. Here's another PyCharm thing at work. You see this light tan, zoom right on in here, this light tan thing. This tells me that there are parameters missing. And in this case, I know that it's a message, so you could, like, please enter something, and it goes away. So we're going to use pop-ups in this one. We've already talked about pop-ups here. What I want to talk about are front ends to programs. And one thing that GUIs allow you to do is co-op other people's programs and make them something that everybody can use. There are a lot of command line programs out there that do some really cool things, but your buddy down the hall or your friend isn't a Python person, and they are not super fond of using one of these command prompts and typing Python something. It may not have Python installed on their system. Not everybody's a command line freak, but it's an opportunity for you to do something very simple, which is to add a GUI front end onto it, and you end up with a whole new thing in a way. So let's take a look at what would be a typical-ish command line program. You have this program is going to list the files in a folder. Real simple. So how many times have you seen this? Path equals some hard-coded path with a comment that says, if you want to do this on a different folder, change this variable. Well, that's great if you're a Python programmer, and it's actually not all that great, because now you got to change the guy's source code in order for it to work on your system. Or if you're lucky, they do something with an argument where it's entered on the command line. And what you can do is both. You can make it so that if there is something on the command line, then use that. If not, get something from the user. So to check that, you would say if the length of sys dot argv is equal to 1, that means that it's just the name of the program. That's what that will end up being for argv sub 0. So if it's just 1, you know they haven't entered a path of some sort. So you want to get a path from them. And so what you can do is say my path is, we're going to use a pop-up. In this case, it's a pop-up get folder. Please enter folder, right? And what's wrong with this? Pop-up get folder. And so we will get it if they entered something valid, then it will be a truthy thing. If not, then once you pop up like an error, pop up error, you did not enter anything. Okay, and we'll exit. Okay, so so at this point, they will have, we can do an else here, my path equals sys.rv sub1. That means we're going to get it from the command line itself. Oops, this should be if not my path. Let's see, if not my path, that means they did not enter something. Okay, so let's use PyCharm's terminal down here to run it. I know it's Python, it's YouTube, whatever. Let's say that I want to look at what's in C:/. It printed all the stuff that was in C:/, right? If I ran it and I didn't enter anything, then I get this pop-up. Now I can enter C:/ right here, or since it's a Git folder, then it will browse, allow me to pick a folder and get the contents of it. So I don't know, we'll just do watches. There should be fine. It will fill this in, and then it prints out it's a bunch of JPEGs of watches in this case. So that gives the user an option of entering it from the command line if that's what they're into, or you can do a pop-up and get the folder. Let's say that instead of working with the command line to launch this thing, they're going to double click the icon and not see any console at all. That means this print now won't go anywhere useful. So let's make it do a pop-up. And there's a couple of interesting ones. One is a scrolled pop-up. And what that will do is, you'll see, let's just run it here. We'll enter C:/, and it does a pop-up with a scrolled output. And this will allow you to copy and paste from it. It's a really handy kind of pop-up to use. Another thing you could do is a print with a capital P, and I'm going to have to do a pop-up afterwards because it will close the program. What print does is print to the debug output. So let's run this again. Let's do C: again, and here it did the print out to what's called a debug window, and that's what the capital print does. And it's meant more for a debug than it is for user interaction. I would use a pop-up scrolled for user interaction. And one little bit of code here that I had added that we did not try is this pop-up error. So let's say they ran the program, there's enter a folder, and they didn't enter a folder, and by hitting either cancel or the X, let's do cancel, and it does a pop-up error. And all pop-up error is just a normal pop-up, but it puts a red error button instead of an OK button. So sort of in summary here, this program, the main part of the program, which is that does all the work, the listing the folder and printing it, you can change this back to a print, that part of the stuff didn't change. The only thing that we changed was, instead of using a hard-coded path, we added just a little bit of code here to get the information from the user in a GUI-like format, and then continued on. And that's what I mean about being able to kind of transform somebody else's code really easily. You've added a GUI, but it required very little effort. It required just a couple of lines of code, and you can continue to use the rest of their code just like it is. And it opens the audience up from command line people to ordinary people, so to speak. You can turn it into an EXE and give it away to anybody once you add this kind of GUI to it. Okay, so that's the end of lesson 2. Thanks for watching.